Alright, we got the good news yesterday about the Las Vegas Raiders signing Marcus Peters. I knew this was coming, so if you hang out after this video, the one I did on him a couple of months ago should follow. But now we're on slot receiver Hunter Renfrow and the rumors that his roster spot is in jeopardy. Do you think the rumors are true? I'll just say it's possible. There are a few factors that say he may be gone, and there's one big factor that says he's not going anywhere. Among the biggest reasons why he may be out of here is he's getting $13 million a year and only gave the Raiders 330 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns last year. That's a lot of money for that little production, but injuries were a factor. There are also questions on if he fits McDaniels' offense. The guy's quite a talent though. Let's get into it. Renfrow was quite a find for the Gruden regime, and by 2021, his year 3, he had become quite a player. He made his contributions early in the season, but as the season went on, the offense became more and more about Henry Ruggs and the deep ball. And why not? Quarterback Derek Carr and Ruggs were lighting it up. You had to have all your food and drink ready at the start of the game because you never knew when they were going to strike. This being Ruggs' year 2, he was actually on pace for his first 1,000 yard season in the NFL. But you know what happened. And when that happened, the Raiders turned to veteran speedster Deshaun Jackson for the quick strike. And that worked in the beginning against the Dallas Cowboys. But unfortunately, from this big play / mistake on, Jackson's play started to slip. So the Raiders had to play a little more small ball and go back to Renfrow. And fortunately, Renfrow was up to the task. He even made some big plays. He went off for 134 yards against the Cowboys, and a couple of games later, he had this touchdown to help beat the Denver Broncos. Then against the Indianapolis Colts, he had this touchdown. Then he made the play that ultimately led to the Raiders sealing the game. Man, I wish he didn't get touched. And of course, he showed up in the game that got the Raiders into the playoffs. He only had 4 catches for 13 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. Renfrow really came through down the stretch to make the playoffs. Then the next year, running back Josh Jacobs started toting a rock like there's no tomorrow. He showed he could be a dependable receiver out of the backfield too. And of course, the Raiders traded for Davante Adams, the best receiver in the NFL that offseason. He makes possession catches to move the chains. And do not get it twisted, he will go deep on you too. And of course you go to him when the game's on the line. After Adams and Jacobs eat, there isn't much left for Renfrow anymore. Plus they don't let him be him anymore. Remember the way he used to run routes? He would absolutely lose people like he did here. He even made up routes like the China route. I think this is it here. If it's not, it's still filthy. Look at this. This one's filthy too. Yeah, the China route, the Egypt route, the Bermuda Triangle route, all kinds of routes. I don't know the name of this one, but it was super filthy. He was going to find a way to get to where he needed to get with separation. Oh yeah, there's more filth coming. Watch this one. Oh. It looked like a star was born once former Raider head coach John Gruden started letting Renfrow run routes the way he wanted to run them. No one could stay with him. Watch this pivot route. Oh. corner needs ankle surgery after this one. Watch this. Oh! Guys, never knew what he was going to do, and that made it easier when he was running his more simple routes. Here he's going to take this drag and turn it straight up the field for a big play. But in 2022, defensive players knew who he was, so they waited for him to come into their zones. And McDaniels wouldn't let him run routes his way, so we had a hard time getting separation in man coverage. Yes, go ahead and blame Carr for the interception on this one, but Renfrow still didn't have any separation. Renfrow had problems with Gruden before he let him run his routes his way. But McDaniels can't let Renfrow run his routes his way, because in his offense, they run concepts where all the receivers run their routes off of each other. This is what you get when receivers start running routes their way. This is why we have to wonder if Renfrow even fits in McDaniels' offense. Another big concern is ball security. Renfrow puts the ball on the ground every once in a while, and McDaniels is not going to put up with that. He got on Jacobs about that when he first got here, and he straightened it out. Renfrow has to straighten it out now. This one was from 2021 before McDaniels got here. This one here is week 1 of 2022 when McDaniels first got here, but he gets it back. Here we are in week 2 of 2022 and he's already fumbling again. The Raiders get that back, and you would think he would learn from that play, but I think it was either the next play or the play after this happens. And this, my friends, would lose the game. Again, McDaniels doesn't put up with stuff like that, so we really shouldn't be surprised if Renfrow is playing for his roster spot. Now for the biggest factor, what head coach Josh McDaniels says, that is if you believe him. He sounds like he's very excited to have Renfrow back.
Yeah, we spoke this morning. Super excited, and anytime you have a player, that go battles through a bunch of the injuries that Hunter did last year and the stuff that prevented him from being on the field, you have some extra motivation as a coach, to see it through and make sure that he comes back and has the type of season he's capable of having, which we all know what that is. We've seen that before. So I know he's excited. He's ready to go. He's healthy. He had a good off season. And so again, we can't, predict anything, but I know what Hunter's capable of. I know what he means to our team. I know how excited he is to perform well and try to help us win. And that's what we're geared towards too.
All right, there it is. You've heard and seen both sides of it. You saw how special of a route runner Renfrow is and how he makes up routes. However, as filthy as those routes are and as much separation as he got with them, they don't fit the structure of McDaniels' offense. He especially doesn't like to see receivers, running backs, or anyone put the ball on the ground. The Raiders picking up guys like DeAndre Carter in free agency and drafting Trey Tucker kind of makes you wonder. Jacoby Myers played a lot of big slot for McDaniels in New England, and of course Adams was in the slot a good amount of the time last year. But then again, there's what he said. What do you think? See me in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you next time.